Hey guys, well here's a video about how to build a Power Wheels for a Power Wheels Derby. This is kind of a new thing they've been starting to do, at least here locally. And a lot of the derbies, which is before the derby actually starts, right after the national anthem usually, they will do a Power Wheels Derby, which is just small kids out there in Power Wheels crashing into each other, kind of taking after dad or mom or whoever it is that's running the derby, and they kind of get to do their own thing. Generally it's like ages 4 to 8, but every place is a little different. And basically all you need is just a stock Power Wheels. So the first question to ask is, well, where do you find a Power Wheels? If you can, a lot of people can just look in their barn or in their garage or basement, and they'll probably find an old one that their kids used and don't even use anymore. Or there's eBay, Craigslist, all kinds of stuff. I would generally suggest you get one that's used. Don't get something new for this, because it will be busted up and broken, and you'll see in the video here a little bit that this one's already been in, I think she's already ran this in 3 times, and it's already pretty busted up. But this particular one we got for free from a colleague at work. It didn't have a battery, and which didn't matter to me because we made it work. So first thing you want to do is you want to get your Power Wheels, and then at that point you want to make sure everything works. So in this case, I didn't have a Power Wheels battery, and they're kind of pricey if you want to go buy a stock replacement. So what I did is I used a lawnmower battery. A lot of places seem to not allow car batteries, which is fine, because they're generally big and heavy and probably put out more power than they need. This one is a lawnmower battery. It's 230 cold cranking amps, 12 volt. This is already a 12 volt Power Wheels, so I don't get that extra surge of power. Because if this was a 6 volt system and you have a 12 volt battery, well then you're putting twice the juice at the motors, which is cool because then the things really fly, but then you burn up your motors. But either way, 12 volt, so this has got a pretty good long life on it. I can charge this thing up, and it's more than enough for in the derby for her. I just cut the wires, terminals that went to the old Power Wheels Derby, and then just bolted them to this lawnmower battery. And then I also then put an inline fuse into the circuit as well, just so that way in case one of the motors or something shorts out, it doesn't start to melt or anything, it'll just pop the fuse. And you know, when a little kid's involved, just a little safety factor never hurts. And then for decoration, I also put these pipes through the hood here. It's just PVC pipe I painted white, and then just did some extra little design on it. And unfortunately I didn't have a hood, so what I ended up doing was just making my own out of just a chunk of cardboard and throwing a bungee cord across, and that worked just fine. So you want to do that. You want to get a good battery, make sure everything works. Another thing with these switches, they will also have potentially have a high-speed lockout. So this had a screw in it that kept it from going into high speed. It was just down for reverse and then up for slow forward. Well, then I took this screw out. Now I basically have a turbo forward, so it kicks into high gear and does pretty good. Versus, let me do the slow so you can see it. See, it's a lot slower. So at least she can hit now pretty fast going forward. So that was one modification that we did make. And then for safety on this particular one, there was nothing holding the doors shut. And so what I did was we just drilled a couple holes right here. Just, you know, one in the door, one in the fender area. And then you just use some zip ties and zip tied it shut, so that way the door stays closed. And you can see it, I did the same thing on that side as well. So that just keeps the doors shut, keeps the little one in the seat. Another rule that some places have started to have is you need some kind of a seat belt. So this is, I think it's just a buckle out of an old car seat or something. And there already was some slots here in the seat, and so we just threaded this thing through, and now she's got just a simple seat belt. Mostly it's just so that way they know that the kids will hopefully stay inside and not go flying out or jump out or something. It's not as easy. Again, not every place requires this. There's only one place that did, but now that we've had to install it, I've just decided to leave it. It's just, you know, again, one more safety factor when having a little kid involved in this. And then we also took off the rear lights on in this case on this Jeep, just for you know, just to be fun. She wanted to remove some parts and to kind of be like me, and so that's what we did. And then here you can see it's all busted up because when you get hit, this thing just flexes the plastic. And this one in particular, this Jeep was sitting outside for a number of years out in the sun, and it got very brittle. So it doesn't take much of a hit to cause a problem. And then once you get all that kind of stuff done, then you can throw whatever kind of a paint job on it if you'd like, or you can just leave it alone. But we like to decorate our vehicles, so that's what we did. And I decorated it to match my purple Suburban. And we had to throw a little bit of sponsorship on there as well, so just for fun. That way she's looking just like me and everything else. So there you go. I mean, that's really all there is to it. It's a really simple thing to throw these Power Wheels together. We've done it for a number of different units. Seems like we've ended up with Jeeps, which is not a problem, but they also have Hummers, four-wheelers, all kinds of other things. Maybe if I could recommend anything, stay away from the four-wheelers. We've done it, but it's kind of a hassle. So you want something with sides, keep the kid contained. And, you know, at the end of the day, this is just for fun and entertainment. The kids have a blast because they kind of get to be like dad or mom or whoever's running. And they get to enjoy their own little derby. So, I mean, that's really all there is to it. You just make sure you got a good battery. I would recommend the lawnmower batteries. Hit up a local store or something. I think they're like 30 bucks for one like that. Not too bad. It's cheaper than a Power Wheels battery. And I guess I forgot to also mention, to make room for this battery, it is obviously bigger than the stock. So what I had to do was I had to cut notches in the front. So I just took a Sawzall, cut a little notch here, a little notch here, and then went across the front and just notched that out. It only took me, I don't know, maybe 5-10 minutes to do that at most. And then that allows the battery to sit down in about the stock location. And then there you are. No problems. And then in this case, since I didn't have a hood latch or anything, I just got a bungee cord I threw over top of it. Good enough. So there you go. That's how you make a Power Wheels. There's not much to it. Just, again, it's all about just having fun and keeping the kids safe. And putting on a little show for the crowd, and most of all, probably mom. So there you go. That's what it takes to build a Power Wheels for a derby. So until the next video, we'll talk to you later, guys.